Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we have to learn how to do that factorization through the middle term breaking. This is a kind of a difficult method in which many of the students, they are mostly confused. So I have got a table over here. So let's practice this first, and then we shall go on to the middle term breaking. Now, we have to fill in this table in such a way that, like for example, I have a product which is, let's say 6, okay, and the sum is 5. Now, you have to give me pair of numbers whose product is 6 and the sum is 5. Yes, hurry up.
6 minus 1.
Think about, now he says 6 minus 1. Now 6 minus 1. What is the product here? Samiha, what is the product of 6 and minus 1?
5.
Product.
No, sir. Oh. So, 6.
Minus 6. The product is minus 6. So this is these are not the two numbers whose product is 6 and the sum is 5. Yes, Ayan,
So
what do
ये
you?
2 multiplied by 3 नहीं होएगा?
It should be 2 and 3. Okay. So these are two numbers, 2 and 3, whose product is 6 and the sum is 5. Okay. Now, what if we have to have a number whose product is 10, okay, and the sum is minus 7. The sum is minus 7. Yes, the product is 10 and the sum is minus 7. Yes. Product should be 10.
Minus 5 and minus 2.
Very good. This is minus 5 and minus 2. Now look at this. When the product is positive, like before this, we had this 2 and 3, okay? Now, 2 and 3. You see, the product is positive. Both of them, they were positive. Now, the product is again positive, but both the numbers, they are negative. So, we should remember that whenever the product is positive, both the numbers, I mean, this pair of numbers, they both can be positive, they both can be negative, okay? So this is going to be minus 5 and minus 2. Now, what if you have to have a product of minus 6 and the sum has to be 5? Yeah. Now the product has to be minus 6 and the sum has to be minus 5. Yes.
So minus 2 multiplied by 3.
Minus 2 multiplied by 3. Now you are quite rightly saying this because the product is minus 6. But what about the sum? What is the sum right now?
5.
Is that 5?
No. 1 and 5.
Yeah, the sum is 1. So this means this is not the required pair, which has a product of minus 6 and the sum is 5. So what
Sir,
are
फिर ये 6 multiplied by minus 1 हो जाएगा.
exactly? This is 6 and minus 1. Because when you multiply, the product is minus 6 and the sum is going to be minus, I mean, this sum is 5. Okay. Now, again, suppose we need to have a product of minus 6, but we want the sum to be minus 5 as well. So what are these two numbers?
Minus 6 plus 1.
Yeah, exactly. It should be minus 6 and plus 1. The product remains minus 6, but the sum is now minus 5. So for this was 6 and minus 1. And now this is going to be minus 6 and 1. Okay, so from this, you must learn that whenever the product is negative, One of these two numbers has to be minus. Okay, please see that. Look at these two numbers very carefully, these two cases. Okay, here when the product is minus, one of the two numbers has to be negative. Okay, and when the product is positive here, both of them, either they are positive or they are going to be negative. Okay, now let me give you a situation here. Let's say the product is 8 and the sum is 6. So what are these two numbers? The product is 8 and the sum is 6.
Sir, 2 and
4 and
4.
2.
Yeah, very good. MashaAllah. All of you have answered this correctly. 4 and 2. Okay. And what if it was the product is 8 and the sum is minus 6? Hmm?
4
4 and minus 2.
minus 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Minus 4 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. अगर आप 4 and minus 2 कह रहे हो या minus 4 and 2 कह रहे हो, so what is the product? Neither the product
2.
is,
Minus 4 minus 2.
yeah, this has to be minus 4 and minus 2. Look at this, 4 twos are 8. Okay, this is minus 4 and minus 2. Okay, I'm just going to pause for some time because azan ho rahi hai. So just give me 2-3 minutes. Okay, we're going to practice some more here. The product is 12 and the sum is 7. Yes, Mustaqim, what are your two numbers?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. Okay, that's right. Okay, Samiha, the product is 18 and the sum is minus 11.
Sir, minus 9 or minus 2.
Very good, mera beta. Okay, Ayan, the product is minus 15 and the sum is 2.
Sir, minus 3 and 5.
Very good, mashallah. It's 3 and 5. Okay, Mustaqim, the product is minus 8 and the sum is minus 2.
Minus 4 and 2.
Very good, mashallah. सबको समझ लग गई. Okay, Samiha, the product is 4 and the sum is minus 5.
Sir, minus 4 multiplied by minus 1.
Okay. And Ayan, the product is minus 3 and the sum is 2.
Sir, minus 3 and 2.
Minus 3 and
Plus
2.
2. 3 twos are
Sir, 3
6.
and minus 1 नहीं होएगा.
नहीं सर, ये
3.
वाला मैंने किया हुआ नहीं था, इसलिए
Okay,
मैं
it
भी
is
वो कह रहा
3
हूँ. मैं
and
देख.
minus 1. Okay. If it was minus 3 and 1, then the sum had to be minus 2. Okay. Once you have practiced it, then now we can go onto the book and try some questions on the middle term breaking. Okay. Now, how these are used in the middle term breaking? Now, you can have a question. For example, there is a question which is x square, okay, plus 7x and then plus 12. Okay. Now there is 1 over here. Now you multiply these two, you get 12. Now this is the product. And you have to look at the coefficient of x, that is going to be the sum. Okay. So we have to break up this 7x into two terms over here so that the sum of these coefficients, the sum remains 7, but the product has to be 12. So by using your working over here, this is 4 and 3. So this x squared plus 7x plus 12 is written as x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. Okay. Now, we have converted this 3-term expression into a 4-term expression. You people have already done that. Like you have to see that what is common in these two. Yes, what is common in x square and 4x?
X.
X, okay. This is x into x plus 4. And what is common here in 3x and 12?
3.
3. So you
3.
must write plus 3 here. Many a times it's seen that students don't put any sign over here. If you don't put any sign over here, that would make it a product situation here. Okay, this is 3 into x plus 4. When you have done the middle term breaking and you have reached up to this step, you have to make sure that both these brackets have the same expression in it. Like this has x plus 4 in it, there should be the same x plus 4 over here as well. Now we take this x plus 4 as common, okay? And this is x plus 4 times x plus 3, okay? So that is how you do that middle term breaking. Now for the next one, you see, for the next question you have here is now, suppose you had a question which is x square minus 11x and then plus 18. Okay, so this is the sum over here. And since there is 1 over here, so 1 into 18, that is going to be 18. Okay, so the product should be 18 and the sum should be minus 11. So you will write it as x squared minus 9x minus 2x and then plus 18. Okay, and then you have x into x minus 9 and minus 2 into x minus 9. So we have x minus 9 times x minus 2. That is how we are doing this middle term breaking. Let me take you to the book now. Okay, now look at this x squared plus 7x plus 10, okay? So we have a 1 here with this x square, okay? So 10 into 1, the product should be 10, okay? And the sum is always the coefficient of the middle term, remember, okay? So this is going to be 7, okay? So now, can you give me the two numbers whose product is 10 and the sum is 7? Yes? Now this
2 and
product,
5.
5
yeah,
into
exactly. Now this 10 can be written as 1 times 10, or this 10 can be 2 times 5, okay? It can also be minus 1 times minus 10 and 2 minus 2 times minus 5. But since the sum is 7, so we're going to use this one, okay? So this x squared plus 7x plus 10 becomes x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. So that is how you have x into x plus 2 plus 5 into x plus 2. So that is how you get it as x plus 2 times x plus 5. Okay? Look at this 10th question. You have a squared minus 3a minus 10. Okay, now here the product is going to be, remember there is 1 over here. If you remember this, you will be able to handle the upcoming difficult question. So the product is 10 and the sum is minus 3. Okay, so it's the same 10 over here. Now the product is minus 10. In fact, I should write minus 10 because this is minus 10 times 1. So the product is minus 10 and the sum is minus 3. So when the product is minus, one of those two numbers has to be negative. So I think we can use this like this. Hannah, it should be 2 and minus 5. Yes, Bacho? A squared plus 2a minus 5a minus 10. So this is a into a plus 2 minus 5 into plus 2. So this is a plus 2 into a minus 5. Okay? That is how you complete this. Now you please try the questions. Then I take you to the next step. Okay, now let's move to the next step, next level of this middle term breaking. And this will complete this segment here. Now you look at this exercise. Now in the previous exercise, they were all x squares. Now there are some other coefficients of this x square. Okay, you see that? So let's try some questions from here. Okay, so now you have here, this is 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. So I have been using the term, the product. Okay, now the product of 2 and 3 is 6. Okay, this is the product that we want. And this sum, the coefficient of x, that is a sum. So the sum has to be 5. Now you people are very much familiar with this, that you people know that this is going to be 2 and 3. You see the product of 2 and 3 is 6 and the sum is 5. So now this 2x squared, now this 5x is written as 2x plus 3x plus 3. Okay, so it's still the same thing, but there is some coefficient with the x squared other than that one. So you take 2x common from here. This is x plus 1. You take a 3 common from here. This is x plus 1. So this is x plus 1 times 2x plus 3. Okay. Now, similarly, if you look at, don't try these bigger questions. Okay. We just need to uh, try this. I mean, these simpler questions here. Okay. Now, let's see this um, question number maybe. Okay. You don't need to do this question here. Okay. And similarly, there is no need to do this question here. Okay. So now let's try this question number 4. Okay. This is 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Now, what should be the product here?
9 plus 2.
What should be the product of the two numbers? Yes, Bacho?
24.
24, because this is 12 and 2. The product should be 24 and the sum should be 11. Okay. Now this 24 is 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. So
Eight
these
times
are
eight.
these are the possible pairs. Okay. So if you do your working like this, you have all those possibilities, then you can quickly see that where the sum is 11. So you see that this is 3 and 8. Okay. So this is going to be 2x squared plus 3x plus 8x plus 12. You can switch them as well, like you can write 8x first and then you can write 3x. That could be easier for taking common, but anyhow I have written it in this way so we can still do it. So x is common, this is going to be 2x plus 3, and here you have 4 common, this is 2x plus 3. Okay, so this is 2x plus 3 times x plus 4. Okay, now let's try this 16th question, which says we have 6y squared plus 7y minus 3. Okay, Ayan, what should be the product that we need here?
18.
Ayan, what is the product?
Sir, 21.
Product.
No, sir, 18, 18.
It is minus 18. Do not ignore this minus. This is minus 3. This is 6. The product has to be minus 18. And the sum is simply the 7. This comes as it is. Okay. So now when you have 18, so 18 is 1 times 18, 2 times
6
9,
plus 1.
3 times 6. All of these three pairs, they have product 18, but now we need a product of minus 18. Okay, so that means one of them have to be negative with the sum 7. So the bigger ones should be positive, so I'm just putting minus here. So which pair do you think is going to give us the product minus 18 and sum 7?
Minus 9. Minus 2 and 9.
Minus 2 and 9. Okay, so we can write it as, we shall write it as 6y squared minus 2y plus 9y minus 3. So you have 2y common from here. This is 3y minus 1. And you have 3 from here. This is 3y minus 1. So this is 3y minus 1 times 2y plus 3. Okay? Can you try that 19th question? Yes, the 19th question. The 19th question. We have 6x squared minus 19x plus 3. Okay, I haven't erased this working here because I know that I can use this. Now, what is the product this time? What is the product, Bacho?
18.
18
18.
plus 18. Okay, and the sum is going to be minus
Th
9,
3 and
19.
-1 and -8.
Yeah. So now since the product is positive, so both the numbers can either be positive, they can either be negative. And since you need this sum to be minus 19, so we'll be keeping both the numbers to be negative. You see, you multiply all of them, your product is going to be positive because both of them are negative. Okay, so which two numbers are going to give us the product of 18 and the sum of minus 19? So this is your choice, the only choice over here, which is -1 and minus 18. Okay, so we write it as 6x squared minus x minus 18x plus 3. Okay, now look at this very carefully. I'll be taking x common from here. This is 6x minus 1. What should I take common from here? Hmm?
3.
Should I minus 3, beta, minus 3, because it has the minus with this. This is going to be 6x and then minus 1. When you've taken minus common, look at this. What is minus into minus? This will, if you expand this, you will get your 3 back. Okay. So this is 6x minus 1 times x minus 3. Let's try the last question, which is the 25th question. That says 15x squared plus 44x and then minus 3. Now, what is the product that we need here? Hmm? Yes?
25,
What should be the product?
40.
45.
Minus, please say minus 45. This is minus 3 times 15. The product should be minus 45. And the sum is 44. So clearly this is 45 times 1. So this is 45 times minus 1. So these are the two numbers whose sum is 44 and the product is minus 45. So you will be writing this as 15x squared plus 45x, okay, and then minus x, and then minus 3. So this is 15x is
X
common,
plus 3 and
x plus 3. And this is x plus 3. So when you see nothing over here, that means there is a 1, okay? So that is how you do this middle term breaking. Okay, guys. Now this ends our middle term breaking here.